This former Formula 1 track is definitely not a tailgate track. Come join us in the rounds around Barcelona's Montjuïc right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to RomRom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and to It's a Mod world where we test different mods for different sims to see if they add to our enjoyment. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Seeing as the Barcelona grid track gets so much love from you, we thought we'd give you a real life track in the middle of the Catalan city. This track doesn't exist anymore and the last time the Formula 1 drove here was 1975, but between 1969 and 1975 this was one of the two Spanish tracks with international races. I'm talking about Montjuïc, an impressive mountain near the harbor, nowadays home to a Picasso museum amongst many other interesting attractions. Let's check this track by renowned modder Rainmaker, which shows the version from 1969. But before that, remember to click subscribe and also click on the bell and become part of the ever-growing RomRom family. The track looks quite good, but it's a massive hit to the FPS. Even with my 2070 GPU, I had enormous problems with my VR, an FPS that rarely went over 20. You will need a good high-end computer to be able to drive here on VR. Or you drive flat and on one monitor, but where's the fun in that? The FPS hit may come from this track being a conversion from GPL, then to R Factor, then to Assetto Corsa. Anyways, the recreation of Barcelona and the Montjuïc is quite good and you easily recognize all the parts you're driving through if you've ever been to this mountain. Driving here is bonkers. Not only because of the little jump just shortly after the start-end line, but of the many curves. And F1 and MotoGP race here? I cannot for my life imagine the baby drivers of nowadays Formula 1 even getting near this track. Montjuïc is fun to drive with a very technical first half and a quite fast second half, making it extremely difficult to set up your car correctly. But it's surprisingly easy to get a flow going, which is very recommended as this track is difficult to drive and taxes your feel of the car as well as your reflexes. And as easy as it is to get a flow going, it's easy to lose that flow by any small error. This track is unforgiving. Racing against the AI was surprisingly good and tame. Because of the track characteristics, I was expecting the AI to be all over the place, but no, they were well behaved, drove carefully and were quite good. Thumbs up to the racing line. We start as always on the start and end straight, careful with the bump directly under the advertisement. Also because the track steers ever so slightly to the left and you'd end up hitting the rails on the right. Give a short throttle burst, but then brake, because the slight left ends in a 120 degrees left followed by a right-hander of middle length, a slight left followed by a 100 degrees right. Have I mentioned all this is downhill? As if the corners were not difficult enough. This 180 is by the way the part of the track where the FPS were the lowest on VR, making it even more difficult to drive it. Rejoice in the short straight because here comes a long tight left followed by a less long 90 degrees left and a long right left combination. We're starting to go uphill here. A 90 degree to the right is what you were wishing for, right? No, you'll get it anyway. Luckily, there's enough track here to take it kinda fast. Short straight and again a 90 degrees corner, again enough track, this time to the left. And for once a longish straight. All good things come an end and so does the straight with a wide long left followed by a longer but less wide right. Oh yeah, followed by a long 180 to the left. Careful at the end of this left, you will need to go down in speed or end up in the rail to the right. As wide as it looks, you still have to control your speed and can't go full throttle. Also because the left corner tightens up and the lateral forces increase. After the Firestone advertisement, you'll enter a wide and easy right that brings us to the pit entry and the start and end straight. Phew! This track is like Monaco, but without the tax evasion possibilities. The track's great and an interesting drive, pity that the conversion ended being up so FPS hungry, so you either have to reduce graphic quality in Assetto Corsa or not use VR, as with VR and high graphics quality it's near undrivable. This is not a track for the faint of heart or those that have old computers, and definitely not for beginners. I expect only those of expert level of driving to be able to enjoy this track fully. We mere mortals can enjoy the track but may find ourselves cussing profusely at every second lap. You can train solo against the well-behaved AI or find out which of your racing buddies is better because he or she survives the track at all. No need to fight for survival to be able to see the tons of videos on our channel. Just check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.